Hello, I'm Resonator Zen. I have one question to ask the people on YouTube. How did John McCrackerass McCain overtake Barack Obama in the Gallup polls? And hopefully, I did a poll and people think that's going to stay the same, his lead, and that people think that the Republican National Convention was better than the Democratic National Convention. I personally think the Democratic National Convention actually was more efficient at getting ideas done and bringing issues to the forefront, and all the Republican National Convention did was basically attack the character and personality. It's basically, Brock is basically our generation's John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He's basically JFK. He's very charismatic. He wants to solve problems. He wants to make things happen. And I want to support someone who like that. But I don't want to fucking John McCain. God, I'm done with white people and being elected into office. Screw that. We need black people. We need to give other the minority groups. And I'm not, because I want to give like Hispanic people chances to become president. All the minorities, all the people that have been subjugated in United States history, give them a chance. And McCain says he's for change. How in the hell are you for change when you just want to be more warmongering than democratic? Because that's the thing with the Republicans. They don't want to say, let's try and fix things out. It's like, you don't believe in what we believe, we're gonna fucking kill you. And that's sort of dangerous. That's basically, and people say that this country's safer now than it ever was. And I'm like, motherfucker, no it isn't. We're not being threatened by outside forces, we're being threatened by the United States government now. Because of the Patriot Act, because of all this bullshit, all this police state legislation that has gotten passed and makes it harder for normal Americans with no links to terrorist groups to get anything done. There's a story that 3 separate people who shared the same name with the terrorist actually got on the list, and it's really hard to get off the list. They say it's easy, but it's not. And I hate when people say like Fox News is objective. It's not objective. It's farthest thing from objective. They basically say, oh, the only campaign that should be questioned is Barack's, not McCain's, because McCain chose someone who was the mayor of Wasilla, Alaska, and was then the governor of Alaska. And I gotta say, I keep saying this in my videos, but it just seems logical that there's more moose in Alaska than there are human beings. Because you gotta think that the moose and animals and things are the only ones who can really survive in the harsh climate of Alaska, besides people who want to drill in oil. And then there are the admiral people. They're the crab fishermen who put their lives at stake for food that is sort of, it's a blue-collar job. It's something you have to work at for something that someone across the country is going to eat in a suit. And I admire them for that. But there's got to be more moose than those kinds of people. And not to mention that Palin was like, Palin said some very slanderous and libel things about Barack Obama, making fun of him being a community organizer. And I'm personally thinking, and everybody's clapping when she said that shit, and that's when everybody was clapping when that shit was said by the Republican delegates and stuff. everybody was fucking clapping, and I'm just staring at them, and I'm going, really? There's those kinds of people that are just ripping people apart? And I mean, some people actually think that Barack is not of this country. Okay. Show me a fucking link. And it can't be fabricated, like most of the George Bush Republican bullshit that's been done. Can't be forged. And so what? Would it really matter? I mean, maybe we need someone. I'm not saying that we should have someone who was not born here as a person, but maybe someone should be brought in to the cabinet of a president who's has an outside view of the United States, so that way we can sort of change, not from within, but have someone from the outside telling us what they perceive as flaws and wrong things. That's beside the point. And that's why I think Barack Obama he'll bring people in who will try and change how the world perceives us, and not John McCain, who, God, it boggles the mind how he actually is leading McCain on Barack, or how McCain is winning in the polls right now against Barack Obama. I'm at a loss for words how retarded that is. And I mean, the Republican National Convention was basically sort of racist. I mean, and hell, and John McCain, for all his saying that he's for veterans and he was for everything for the veterans, there weren't many veterans at the Republican National Convention. There were veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan and the Democratic National Convention. And I gotta question Palin, however the fuck you pronounce it, the moose hunting bitch. I'm so speechless right now that I can't even think of what I was gonna say, so I'll leave it at that. I'll come back with another video. Alright, Resonators, then, off like a prom dress. Subscribe, comment, video response, do one of those 3 things. Give me your opinion on how the election's going and how it will turn out. Me personally, I'm hoping and praying for Barack Obama and Joe Biden to win. I'm praying to God, all the gods that exist, for that to happen. But alright, yeah, post comments on how you feel about the election, your political views, and if they're hateful comments, if you have hateful thoughts in your brain, don't type them, because you shouldn't do that. But I'm Resonators Zen, off like a prom dress. Tell me how you think the election's gonna go, and I'm out.